Today I'd like to go over with you the battery operated timer bundle. There's also another similar product called the battery operated wireless motion sensor bundle. You may want to check that video out and examine both products to see which one best suits your needs. This is the basic unit that we sell with the box and the blower. The Plot Protector Pro is a very popular model which we add other things to the basic unit, but many people only need the blower and the inflatable. So let me go over this with you today. The unit is a 12-volt system. It comes with a 15 amp hour lithium battery. The lead acid batteries weigh more, last a shorter life, and you don't get as much out of each charge. The lithium battery is a superior product. It does cost a little bit more, but in the long run, it's well worth it. The only thing about a lithium battery is when it runs out of charge, it just goes out. It just dies. And so I don't want you to think you can resurrect it from the dead with just the solar panel, which I'll go over in a minute. You need to charge the battery. It requires more than just the 12 volts to get it up off the bottom. And that's with almost any lithium battery. But your unit will come with the proper lithium battery charger. You may say, well, I have a charger. It needs to be a lithium battery charger. So your unit comes with that. All right, so this is a galvanized box and it's pretty rust proof. Over time you may get a little rust spot or two, but very seldom will it ever rust through. If you want to touch it up with paint, it's easy to do. There is a lid here and a latch down here if you need to close it and lock it, which I hope you don't need to do that. And inside of here you'll see, first let's go over the timer right here. The timer is easy to operate, but it takes a lot of diligence to program. So this timer will allow you to have 28 on-off intervals in a 24-hour period. So you could actually go on and off 28 times in a 24-hour period. Then it's repeated based on your scheduling, usually every day. There is a tutorial video to help you with the programming as well as paper instructions. I encourage you to watch the video, maybe do it along with the video just to help you. Most of the time when someone says they went to their unit and the battery was dead, it is a programmer error where they intended to put, say, 30 seconds and they actually put 30 minutes. And over time it ran the battery down. So each interval needs to be checked very closely. And we recommend to start out with 15 to 30 seconds per interval, even if you use 28. A lot of it will be determined by the sun and how much solar power you're getting to maintain the battery's charge. So you'll just have to work with it. If you're going only 12 times on and off, you may be able to go a lot longer than you would if you're 28 times on or off. The functions on the buttons here are on, off, and auto. Be sure when you leave it in the field for operation, you have it on auto. There are basically just two wires in here. There is a positive and a negative. The red is the positive and will go to the positive pole of your battery, and the black is the negative and will go to the negative pole of your battery. You will notice there is another wire that is zip tied already to this other wire, and it's piggyback. That is for the solar panel. You will plug your solar panel into this plug once you have it set up. So we have everything basically put together for you. It's pretty close to just plug and play, as they say. On the back side, you'll notice that there is a T-post adapter, very heavy duty galvanized T-post adapter. You'll notice two screws go in, two come out. And that is intentional simply because we don't want the points of the screws to perforate the casing of the battery. In this unit, you can actually lay the battery this way if possible. If not, you could put it in straight, but it needs to go on this side. The timer will prohibit you from putting it on the other side, but it will fit snugly in there. this is the 12-volt blower. It's fastened on here by 2 bolts, one on each side, and then we go with a screw on the top and the bottom from the inside. And this makes it very sturdy on the box. And one reason for doing the extra reinforcement is because you can add a little extension to this unit. It's not something we sell. You can get it at a hardware store. It's a sewer and drain 4-inch pipe, not Schedule 40. It doesn't fit as well and it's heavier. You need sewer and drain 4-inch pipe. And what you can do is elevate your inflatable a couple of feet. I would not go over 24 inches. And the end of it will fit perfectly over this exhaust, and it will raise your inflatable up. The inflatable goes on the other end, but be sure you smooth the edges when you cut it, and put some duct tape or some electrical tape on those jagged edges, because you don't want to cut your inflatable. But that will elevate it. And the reason sometimes it's good to elevate it, it looks bigger. It doesn't affect it any to go any higher with it. It also can prevent an occasional being sucked up from the bottom as it swings back and forth. It can get sucked up and it won't hurt anything, but the inflatable won't go up. We have a mesh guard here to protect it from going into the motor and getting damaged. But occasionally as it swings, when the airflow begins to go, it'll bring that inflatable up. By raising it up, it's less likely. All right, as far as inflatables are concerned, there are 2 different inflatables that this unit comes with. You get both of them. One of them is a 6-foot tube. The other one is a 3.5-foot man we call Little Crow, or Half Crow sometimes, because he's only 3.5 foot tall. They will be placed right on the top of this or on the top of your pipe. Now, most people like this little man. He looks cool. He's got arms. He does work very well. But I will tell you that this tube works the best. It has more pop to it. It goes up 6 feet. It's just more erratic. And it seems to me, but you'll have both of them so you can swap them out. And it's always good to do that to try to fool the pest that's bothering you. All right, the solar panel is very easy to put together. It's just a couple screws here and a couple screws up here with wing nuts. It's very easy. And this will fit on a T-post. I recommend a separate T-post from this. You can use the same T-post, but the inflatable can get hung up on it and then it's ineffective. If you make it away from the unit here a little distance, and there's about 8 or 10 foot of cord on here, you should be fine. It would be good to tether the cord down so that the inflatable doesn't get hooked up in it, because it can get wrapped around with the wind. So this will go on the top of your T-post, and it fit in one of the clefts of the T-post, and there's a gasket that's included in your kit, like a hose gasket, that you will put over the T-post and this, and you'll tighten that down right at the top, and then you'll be able to swivel this around towards the south sun. Now, if your T-post is level, you don't need to adjust any of that angle because it's already adjusted for you. Just turn it toward the south sun or wherever you have the most sun available. And again, this is the plug. We'll come over here and plug into this side of the unit. On the back side is a controller. It keeps the battery from being overcharged by the solar panel. So there is a light that is red if it's charging and green when it's fully charged. Okay, I hope I've explained it well enough you understand it. There are other tutorial videos. Be sure you watch the one with the timer. That's where most people struggle. And if you need any further help, then we're here to help you. Thank you for watching the video.